Okay, testing. Testing, 1, 2. It is time for the Stanley Parable. Hey James, how you doing? I've never played this game before. I've owned it now for, I want to say up to 5 years. I've owned it for a long time. Maybe 5 years. I got it in a Humble Bundle years ago. And it's just one of the things I never got around to. I remember it being like very popular when it came out. It used to be like a Gary's Mods thing or something, didn't it? Or like a Half-Life mod. The humor's really up the yeah. No, I've heard good things about the humor. Generally speaking, this game has been praised heavily, so I'm excited to see. Um, we'll see how it goes. I don't really know what to expect. I think it'll be fun. I plan on playing it in one sitting. I've been on the sort of like how long to beat thing. It said it was like it can take up to about, I think it said up to 3 hours if you like really want to go for it, or if you get stuck on anything. But we'll see. Yeah, I think it was a Half-Life mod. Yeah, it was something like that. Anyway, let's do it. The narrator's voice got you. While that loads, I'm gonna double check that I haven't got my Steam on showing notifications. Hang on. We're good, we're good. Stanley Poggable, I know, right, Joel? Good stuff. Damn, my mic seems a little bit like in my face today. I need to be like a little bit lean back. I don't know. Right. I recognize this font, by the way. I'm pretty sure I've used this for like a Photoshop mission before. Right. Resume. Here we go. No, we're not gonna do Dave ASMR. Oh. Oh, this is very Portal already. Getting some Portal vibes, kinda. How do we interact with things? Is there a button for that? I think it's E. Hmm. Just an office, yeah?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Before we continue. Um. Achievements are disabled. No, I want achievements on. There we go. I guess saves are on too. Sure. Can I turn on subtitles? That's what I'm looking for. There must be a way to turn on subtitles, right? You did that? No, okay, I wasn't sure if closed captioning was literally just gonna be like you crouched or like something happening around you. I wasn't sure if that was gonna be if that was gonna cover subtitles as well, I guess. Alright, cool. If that's the case, then that's fine.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked,
No,
he
it hasn't
couldn't
turned it
find a
on.
trace of his co-workers.
So our co-workers have gone missing, okay. Interesting. I'm gonna have another look. Hang on. Gotta be somewhere. Oh, okay. Did I not even do that before? There we go. Don't think I even did it before chat, that might be why. That's fine. So everyone just sort of gone. We can't look outside, this is, damn. Some pretty bright... This is me going outside for the first time after being in lockdown for however many weeks. Literally looking outdoors looks like this. You're welcome, chat, by the way, for anyone that's in a dark room right now. I'm sure that hurts your eyes. It is a blind playthrough, Ray, yeah. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's see. Okay. Almost done with work for today. Nice, nice. Is this going to end up being Portal? I'm getting some big Portal vibes from this whole place at the moment, like, generally. The ominous coffee cup, very nice.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, do I disobey the narrator here? Do I instantly act like a fool? Let's see. How do we disobey? That's it. Did that count as a save? That did, right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do, actually. This employee lounge, you're selling it to me. I want to have a look.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Speaking of drinks, can I have one? The rate is a smidge quiet. I can turn up the game sounds. That's not a problem. Let me do that through actual sound settings. Guarantee it's going to be like quite deafening now, but oh well.
Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
That's better. Cool. Yeah, I always...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
What if I go through not that first door on the left, What if I go this way? This is gonna be the disobey run, chat. We're gonna be breaking all the rules.
Stanley was so bad at following directions,
Oh no.
it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Literally me IRL. Okay. Oh, this is kind of neat. I like this. I just tried to jump there. Sadly, we cannot jump. I've found that out the hard way. Is that all E does? We've yet to like actually interact with anything. Like I can just spam E. It makes like little keyboard sounds. Okay, that's fine.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Isn't it my
There's
parable?
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Is it Yosuke?
Not asking for
Did we
me,
forget Yosuke? Is that why we're being
asking for
punished?
her.
For her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's this? Who is the narrator for this? Is he well known? I'm kind of intrigued. So this might be a weird thing to say, but because of all of the doors, I'm getting, and like the warehouse and stuff, I'm getting big Monsters Inc. vibes. I'm kind of liking it. There are no monsters yet though. Right, I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Voices the scientist in Black Mesa. Oh, okay, got ya. We're talking the... You don't just mean Black Mesa from the old game, you mean like the new Project Black Mesa. Do I pick it up? Do we keep disobeying? Can we unplug the phone? Is that something we can do?
As Stanley
Oh, we
picked up
can.
the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
I love this game
No,
already.
that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
What?
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why
I'm
you've been
real?
able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Yes, please.
Please
Clearly I
observe this
need it.
helpful instructional video.
I don't know how to answer a phone.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
Looks more like a
Or he
Chad
could
to me.
systematically set
Alright.
fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to
Sure.
finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
Sure.
Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Excuse me? What? Okay. That's interesting.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago.
It is on point, I agree.
And see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Right, I'm gonna keep answering things wrong. I think that's the run we're committing to at the moment. Also, real talk, if I was learning how to use Unity for the first time, this is definitely how the room would look. That I was, I'd call this like the test room, right? This would be where I test out assets and how to apply text to trucks. Apparently, that's pretty cool. I like it. Okay. You do really get like...
Your choices are meaningful. We can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
Wait, can I do that?
That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Camera light. Me IRL. Yeah. Yeah, no, same dude. I do get like I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm getting big like Portal vibes just generally. The whole narrator thing with the silent protagonist, the way these buildings look and everything. Especially is like very Portal 2.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Oh, we can't even... I love how they're just trying to get rid of us now because we're such a problem. They've tried to educate us and now we're being told to go home.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Oh no.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Right.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
I'm going to try
Just
a few
follow my
different
lead and
things.
You'll be fine. All right.
You starting
When
again?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Ah,
doors,
okay.
he entered the door on his left.
Ah, yes. I know which way left is. It's this way.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly.
Oh, it
Hurry back in the
changes.
other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I kind of love that it gets worse. Okay. Can I do it again? Oh my lord, look at those filing cabinets. It seems like it was made in the Source engine, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. A lot of these assets aren't Source, but like... a lot of the engine does feel... This feels very like... Half-Life. Portal power, yeah, exactly, yeah, that's a good call. Sure, okay, right, let's do it properly this time. You happy, narrator? You happy?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't
Never
believe
mind.
after everything we talked about that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone? Left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
Or is it gonna crash?
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Alright.
I have to.
Godspeed.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny?
I did
Just had to
actually.
see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
Okay.
and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Right, this time we're gonna go for the proper run. I'm kind of intrigued that, so if we went through this door first, it gave us a chance to go back through another door. I assume that like doing different bits at different times and not just being like completely chaotic means that it's a different outcome. It seems like that kind of game. But for this one, we'll just do everything he says, just to sort of get some base narrative going. Hey, this is looking better.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, I should have looked at this presentation. It's about how not to get fired. Fuck. If only I listened. Uh-oh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The sensitivity is really weird as well. Like it's not like unbearable. It's a little bit like quick. I'll live with it. I could change it, but it's not too. This is different. Damn, the boss has got some nice digs up here. I don't know why I keep trying to open things.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Is it Stanley? You good, mate?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
No,
Please speak the code into the receiver.
Stanley.
Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Work with me here, Stanley. Come on. I don't know why I keep looking back up this picture. I keep thinking that something will happen.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
But
why
we
did you
did.
come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
But
When Stanley came
oh,
to a set
oh.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
Oh my lord, it literally is Gary's mod now.
Stanley? Hello? Are you...
I say Gary's mod. Source engine.
Please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end?
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Is this one of the endings? Okay.
Is everything all right?
I love this narrator. He's great.
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you
Stanley,
understand
please,
me?
come on now.
Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to
This
take
guy
that
needs
step
to be in more
forward,
games
please.
or anything, please. I love this man.
Do something? Anything? This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
Oh,
The story needs
I
you.
feel bad. I didn't do anything wrong though. I tried to use the thing.
Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to
I actually feel
decide.
bad.
Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
I actually feel really bad.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Why are we stuck
Take
up
as
here?
much time as you need.
Can we walk off? Is this a... Okay, well that was the thing. Oh look, nothing happened.
All of his
Oh, where's
co-workers
everyone
were
gone? Oh
What could
no.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so that one was game over because we couldn't speak. I assume that's the case. So, let's try going in here first and then go through another door. I mean, that's what I'm gathering. I'm pretty
This
sure.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm pretty sure I did everything right.
Wow. Yes.
So,
This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
right, this time we're gonna listen to him.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Now there's a lift here. Progress? Question mark?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
I know, right?
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
It's very Valve humor. I
No,
can't.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I could
It's
ho-
clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
You can sort of picture Stephen Merchant saying all of this, you know? It's like in that kind of vein.
We went down,
There's a lot of
right,
similarities.
left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ah, where the... Yeah. Just convince Callum that... Nice. You believed it, huh?
No,
Oh,
no, this isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Look, Stanley, close your eyes.
Yeah. I'm not looking, I'm not looking.
Okay, we just have to get back to,
What?
who am I kidding?
Oh, he's
It's all
fired.
rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Sure,
And this time,
why not?
suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Here we go. Oh look, we are here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What? Callum's not a sensible
When
being
Stanley-
with...
Wait.
Oh, more doors.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh lord, okay, can we... You can't jump. I love that as an achievement for every time you try and jump. It's pretty funny. So just wondering for the sake of it now.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it
Might be
unlikely
worth
that we'll
it.
ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, go on then. Go on then. Oh, look at that. It seems to be
All of his
fixed.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now there are no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
He's having a
Why
rough
don't we
day,
go
yeah.
back the other direction and see if we missed anything.
Good idea, narrator. You know what? I'm gonna help you now. I feel bad. This is my fault. I appreciate that I'm the one that did this. I'm gonna help you. Let's try and fix this.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Here it comes. It's coming up.
No,
It's-
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay, good idea, good idea. Th- this is different.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Starting to
Do you
doubt
remember,
himself.
Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
We win!
Congratulations!
Chat, we did it, we won.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and
Thank
it really
you,
paid
thank
off.
you.
So, good job. Oh no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
You what?
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. We won though.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost,
I love
I've
it.
employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
That's
Just follow
hysterical.
the line. How simple is that?
It's literally just, hey you idiot, follow the fucking line so you don't goof. I love that so much. This is new. The line TM, I know, right? Wait, did it actually say that on here? Oh no, I thought it was gonna be like underneath it, the line TM. Got excited. Be fair, then I'd imagine the narrator might have trademarked
You
that.
see, the
You know?
line knows where the story is.
Oh, I had it in the
It's
subtitles,
over
but
in
yeah.
this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both
Alright.
agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I agree. Let's turn down the music a little bit. It caught me off guard. Down to about there, maybe. It's a little bit better.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Will it?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
Alright.
You won't want to miss anything.
Alright. Noted. The fern is important. Can we talk about this, by the way? This is fine. He just got a bit excited, you know? He thought he'd make the route a little bit more interesting. And
Wait, we're back at the office?
Uh-oh.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Narrator, mate. I think we got a problem.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
You betrayed
after
us.
everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
I love it. He's getting passively more and more annoyed. I love it so much. This is great.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
I know,
We're
right? I
intelligent
agree.
People, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
More doors. This is heresy.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
You proceed to say nothing.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Yeah,
No
screw
lines
this
or
guy.
monitor rooms.
I
Just
agree.
don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
That's it. Ignore it. We'll move on. He's being a bad friend, narrator. I agree. Even though we were being just as awful at one point. It's alright. It looks like he's pissed off. I think we're good. Ooh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere the place
What if
where
I go
we're
the other
trying
way?
to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
Doing the-
corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Is
Another
it?
victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Right. Now, do I do it? Do I do it? Oh wait, no, we can't even go through the other one. Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I
Okay.
restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide?
Yeah,
Why
wonder in
don't
the
I get a
blackness.
say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
You won't do it.
And the timer stopped?
Oh.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh. That noise was nice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What do we do here? What other things could we do? Could we... I don't think there was anything else we could actually do on the left. I could be wrong. I think that was just like a straight path and then like... We'll do this again. We'll do this.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
It wasn't,
and
no.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, that leads out to, yeah, that's where we were. I'm gonna try and go
So he
straight through
detoured
here
through the
this time.
maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Right, okay, so this gets us to the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We didn't do this, did we? This is new.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
I know, right?
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
It's a
Why did
very good
doors close
observation.
automatically behind him wherever he went?
Also a very
And
good
for that matter,
observation.
these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Yes.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Oh no.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Yeah.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the
Whoa.
Then
Doing
he
it.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Very good point.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
He's okay. Right? No. No, he's not okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley.
Fuck's
I have
sake.
a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that so much. It's like...
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Story time.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Wow.
And in that moment,
Poor Stanley.
she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Of course, of course.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Yeah.
And then she turned and ran.
Of course, classic. Poor Stanley. Hey Ben, how you doing? That was fun. I love the realization of, oh shit.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is there anything else I can actually do on the left now? That's the thing I'm trying to think of. Is there much more I can do? Also, this texture's straight out of Counter-Strike. That's good.
This was not the correct way to the
I love
meeting
that.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, Ray. I'm sort of just asking, whenever I say something like, I wonder where I need to go next, I'm sort of thinking, like, aloud, basically.
Really, but eager
That's probably
to get
obvious,
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Maybe we do... Was there anything else we could do down in the lift? Could we go up on the lift? Was that a thing? You know what? We didn't accept the phone call.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Can we? Oh, you know what we didn't try?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Everyone thinks you're very powerful, chat. Stanley's a very powerful being. I wouldn't mess with him.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Dead.
Perhaps
I
he
agree.
had simply missed a memo.
He is dead. These are sad times indeed.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right, so I'm gonna actually go and do the phone call one if it's available now.
Well, perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ooh.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door.
Was that
on
new
his left.
dialogue? I think that was new dialogue I just skipped through. It might not have been actually.
Stanley
I might just.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is,
I wonder,
that
can
the
I drop
story
down
has
onto
been about
here?
nothing but you all this time.
We'll do the phone call one, but I feel
Someone
like I
you've
can
been
drop onto
neglecting,
here and then
Stanley.
walk that
Someone
way.
you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Oh
This is
no.
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Fucking
Oh,
asshole.
Come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They
Wow.
want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
God, I'm
Come
good.
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I take back any statement I said about you being poor narrator now. You're just
This is a
I
very
no longer
sad
have any
story about the
sympathy
death
for
of
you.
a man named Stanley.
Oh, E.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Of course it did. What's the game about? It's a confusing one, Ben. It's you sort of have to watch it to experience it and kind of get a gauge of what it is. I don't really know how where else to categorize it really in terms of like. It's definitely under comedy.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought
Walking sim
that his
works as well, I
decisions would
guess.
mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Choose your own
Down
adventure,
one
yeah, that
path
works
lay
too.
an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh, very good.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I wonder, what if I press something different? It looks like it's not gonna let me do anything other than that though. I can just press whatever, okay.
But there is no answer.
Oh.
How could there possibly be?
Oh no.
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has.
Psychological
Nothing's
thriller.
changed.
That's a good one
The
too.
longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm not gonna do it. Gonna try and prove a point. And now we wait. How have you been, chat? Also, welcome Taco Path. How you doing? Is the game really gonna make me do this? It seems like the sort of thing where it would literally make me wait it out. So one thing I do know about this game RuneScape, oh nice. So one thing I do know is Joel, who's in chat at the moment, he told me that if you come back to the game after 5 years, you get an achievement, which I thought was which I thought was pretty funny. I can't think of any other game that does or has done anything like that before. There's probably actually, that being said, probably has been done. I'm 3 years into that progress. Nice, nice. Should we just do it? We're gonna end up proving the point of the narrator, but
You see?
yeah.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
We died. Well, good stuff. And Animal Crossing probably. What for the other games that do that? Yeah, yeah, that's a good call. Anything like that, right? Anything that's sort of in that real-time sort of
Stanley had
essence.
never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Did we do that before? We just go around turning off all of the monitors. Okay. This is a bit different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I assume just going left is like a guaranteed, like, no more progress,
way
right?
To the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Again, this is
Perhaps
just
he
me
wanted to
speaking
stop by
aloud.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile.
Wait, what?
At last, proof that he was human.
What? We're bleeding?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, I'm gonna try out the, I'm gonna try out the other route real quick.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Oh, here we go.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
God damn it. Welcome back. Welcome back to all of the possibilities. There's just, yeah.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the
We're
red
gonna keep doing
door.
it.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through
I
the
love this
red
game.
door.
Is there a blue one? Oh, there is still a blue one.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map. Because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Oh no.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures.
I was
this
gonna
what
say,
you wanted?
yeah.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This
Ooh.
already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I like how clunky it is, and the door frame is very clunky. The door itself got some cheeky holes in it. I like it.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
It was alright. What if we just give him a 1? What if we just sort of do it to spite him?
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look. Is this real? That's awesome. I assume it is, right? This is you. Maybe it's not real. I thought it might have been. Oh wow. We're ranked the worst in the world. Okay, alright Stanley. Don't take it too personally, Stanley. He's just a
Now,
big old bully.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
It was a bit better.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Go ahead.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
I mean,
Perfect.
have I
Let
got a
me boot
choice?
it up.
Ooh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
I hope they do.
The message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I have to do it, chat. I'm sorry.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
A little
if
bit
it's
of
the
both.
latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
He's
It's
done.
over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh my
Well,
lord.
Stanley, is this
I
any
love
better?
it. I love
At
it.
last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
I love it. This is a
Is
great
it
little
enough?
cameo.
Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
Someone's a little bit bitter, eh?
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and
Wonder
feel
what version that
ashamed
is,
at your
yeah.
own inadequacy.
Quite old now.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I kind of love that. Look, I see Mojang had to have like allowed this, right?
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
Yes, of
Diamond
course.
everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
This is if you told me this was gonna happen, never in a million years would I have guessed we'd be going into Minecraft. It's like a really budget version of Sweden playing right now. Oh no, wait, is this actual Minecraft music? I don't even know at this point.
My, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
What happened? I'm so confused. So mushrooms are in the game. I don't know what version that indicates. Witches must have been out at this point, right?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, I was gonna jump down. Where are we going now? That's Portal music. Oh, is this the opening to Portal 1?
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay.
It's just
I'm
self-aware at this
curious.
point. Yeah, I love it.
Let's go find out what the hell this is.
We get a portal gun as well. I'm kind of upset I hadn't played this till now. This game's amazing. Like, I love it. Oh,
It's a puzzle.
hang on. Did it do that intentionally? That little thing for rendering the map. Did it do that intentionally? Because Portal used to do that. I kind of love that if that is an intentional like little feature. I don't know if that's actually how the game works. Like if that's just like an engine thing of it rendering like different puzzles and whatever. But if not, that's a really nice little nod to detail where like in every Valve game it's like there's a little mini loop of like audio as you're rendering like the next bit of map. That's pretty neat. Here we go, companion cube.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
Oh. It's not going to turn into a horror game, is it? I'm not ready. I'm not ready. If it is, I'm not ready. Ooh. Can we interact with anything in here? Okay. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Oh.
I can wait.
Okay. Do you see that? The loading thing said it was...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad
Was
at
it this
following
way that
directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
we had the coloured door thing? I think it was, right? It's already been a
Stanley,
little
I
bit.
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Right, we're gonna go through
Let me
the
prove
red
it.
door this
Let me
time.
prove that I'm on your side.
See
Give
what
me a
happens.
chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Sure, sure.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Can we keep going round? Oh wow, this isn't trippy at all.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Does anything more happen? I mean, it looks nice. It's pretty cool. Oh. Should we ruin his happiness? That's the real question. Let's go down.
No, wait. Where are you going?
You happy?
Right. Where were we?
I wonder, can I make him do it several times? Looks like it's ending. No, never mind. Alright.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
We'll be fine.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Wow, this got morbid. Well, this is it, chat.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Anything else to say? Okay.
No! Oh,
Ow.
thank God. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
This is pretty rough, chat.
Stanley, let's go back to the other... My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Let's see what happens if we do go back.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Let's do it.
No, perhaps not.
No. I love that there's such a back and forth. It's great. Damn, this game's a gem. It's the sort of game that goes really cheap in sales. So if anyone... I mean, I feel like the people that are watching are people that more or less played it, but I highly recommend this from what I've played so far. It's really good.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Well, there it is.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
The input received thing seems to be a thing, okay. Is that like a win condition, maybe?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just found out about it yesterday, got ya.
It was okay.
It seems like the sort of game that did he just say it was okay? Damn, he's getting less and less enthusiastic about it, huh? Yeah, it seems like this sort of game that's got like tons of hidden stuff that people have just like.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
I
his
don't know,
left.
that it might stuff that might not be like quite as obvious first time round, you know. Is there a PC in there? There isn't.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
There wasn't. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else down there. Can we just go this way? No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, so we went.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Should we see what else is in the upstairs bit? Because going down here didn't end too well. Unless we like rate his game higher, maybe. Oh, is that a new sign? I don't think that was there before, right? I could be wrong, but it might have been there. This
Stepping
is
into his manager's
new.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No, of course not. 2A, okay.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Who would have
by
thought?
sheer luck.
By sheer
Amazing.
luck.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Is there anything else I can interact with here while I'm at it? Doesn't look like it. Well, down we go.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Oh
It was
no.
a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Not daunting at all. We could escape here though. I'm kind of interested to see what this does. I don't, but we could escape though. Let's do the mind control facility. I'm curious. We good?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where's that one?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Oh lord, Stanley, you poor man.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
I know, right?
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Supposedly.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
No, no, we can't, okay. Hmm. Weird stuff, huh? Where are the other buttons then? So, 1 and 2 are over there. Five's over there. Is there another one? Oh, there's another one up here. That's where 4 is. Where's 3? I believe that's the only one we're missing, right? Up here, maybe? No, that's where we came from. And here's 3. Alright, let's try and do that in order and see if that does anything. It probably won't, but worth a shot, eh? If not, we'll just walk through there and see what happens. Yeah, didn't look like it did anything. It might be something we have to do once we come in here. I don't know. Oh,
When at
that'll
last
do
he
it.
found the source of the room's power,
Yeah, that'll
he
do
knew
it.
it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Hmm. But what if What if we wanted to be the bad guy? Hmm?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls
He wants
off
freedom.
and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
I know, right?
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh no.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
Is this what we're meant to do now?
Each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Stanley wanted the power, Ray. That's all it was. Stanley.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of
You
course,
monster.
that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Well, I think we're dead here.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, kinda.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Oh, you know me too well.
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
Bloody hell. It's got dark.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Shit.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life
Don't
from
do
the
it.
moment we fade in until the moment I
Don't
say
do it.
happily ever up.
There it is. Well then. That went well. That's what Stanley gets for trying to get power, I guess.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now let's try and free us, I
Yet
guess.
there
That's
was not
the...
a single person here
It's what I would
either.
have gone with
Feeling a
anyway.
wave of disbelief,
But I was just
Stanley
curious to see
decided
what
to
would
go
happen,
up
you
to
know.
his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Curiosity
to
got
his
the
boss's
best of
office.
me.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
What was it? Was it
What could it
2945 or
mean?
something?
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin
2845, that was what it is.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
How lucky are
By
we,
sheer
eh?
luck. Amazing. He
Right.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Right, so this time we're going to try and turn off the power, and then we have another option, which is to escape. Which I'm going to assume isn't an actual escape.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, I did. Or yes, Stanley did even.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Maybe.
No.
Poor Stanley.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Amen.
For he...
GG.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He
Hey.
had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, It will be
Oh, look at this.
and that was all he needed
It's
to
been sent to the UK.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
That's good. Well done, Stanley, you did it. Well, there we go. So that's beating the game. What other
All of his
options?
co-workers were gone.
We did it,
What could
yeah.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There was another thing that we could do, right? What a great little game. Like, genuinely, what a
When
great little
Stanley
game.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible. He didn't even have a single
Fucking
minute
game.
to just let the narrator talk.
Yeah, this game's
That
amazing.
kind of anxiety
Really
isn't
good.
healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Damn. Much new age, much wow.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, after we've done this, I think I'm actually going to open it up for chat suggestions for anything that you think's worth, like,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
going
read
back to try and
Mind
do, if
Control
that makes sense.
Facility.
So I feel like for me at least, apart from like the input computer task, I'm trying to think of what else I've missed. I think I've pretty much covered everything, right? We went through the red door. The only thing I didn't try was not talking to, or not responding to like the button inputs when we got the call from our wife, supposedly.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh, Stanley, you poor soul.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I assume.
At this point, Stanley
Yeah.
was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah. There are some endings that you won't settle on yourself, got ya? Well, there's that one. Poor Stanley. There are 11, really. Interesting.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer
Oh,
to his
lovely.
demise, he
This is a good
reflected that
ending.
his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Well. Rip. Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Lovely. Oh. Oh. Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has
Oh
been
my.
created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Interesting, okay. This is cool, I like this. Some credits here, very nice, very nice. Nifty, yeah, it's really cool. There's another game that has a similar sort of thing, but it's not incorporated into the story itself. It's is it called Among the Sleep? I've played it on stream. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Among the Sleep. It's where you play as like a little kid with a bear, and they have like this little like credit scene room thing where you can walk around and you can like look at all of the like game concept art and stuff like that. It's really neat when devs do this sort of thing. I'm a big fan. There are definitely more examples than that out there, but that's the only other one that sort of comes to mind at the moment. I love this. It's sort of like it's just encapsulating like everything about the. This is very meta. I like it. Interesting. Nice little bit of insight into Steam's greenlight system, which is still questionable at times, but it's better than it was, I gotta say. It is very meta, isn't it? Yeah, no, 100%. I love this. The sad part is, there's shit like this that would actually appear in art galleries, right? Just like, I framed this phone here, and it represents, insert, you know, utopian or dystopian vision of the artist. You know, some typical artsy thing, you know. Really? Okay, we need to try that then. That's interesting. So if we don't pick up the phone, but we don't, because we didn't leave it. We just unplugged it, right? That's nice. Did we even... Oh, okay. Oh, really? Interesting. What was it like, did he just not like the whole sort of like... Because I don't think it got like mainstream attention, right? But it got like, it got pretty big among like YouTubers and stuff, this game. So of course, I guess it's like a big sort of... I guess that he's got that sort of like demographic suddenly jumping onto his games and that sort of stuff. It's the same sort of thing. I don't like bringing up Notch, because I don't think he's an amazing person, but Notch also did something similar, right? Like, he didn't like the fame or whatever, so he sort of yeeted from Mojang quite early on. Yeah, Notch is a weird guy. I'm not into Notch as a person, really. Minecraft's great, but Notch, I'm not so impressed by. Oh wait, was this like... Oh, okay, interesting. I like that. It's cool, like, it's even, it's not just like hints at like alternative endings, it's also like neat little like alternative like concepts, I guess, for like layouts and stuff. It's pretty cool. Oh, I can sort of understand like the misinterpreting side of things though. Like, you make one thing and then everyone sort of jumps on this bandwagon but then misinterprets it. I can kind of get that, but at the same time you should be sort of be like, I don't know. I guess he made it, right? But yeah, it's kind of a weird. I don't know. I'm not. I won't go into it. But that's interesting. I've only ever played a little bit of Fez before. I've never finished it. I liked it though. Did the same thing happen to them? That's kind of sad to hear. From what I played of Fez, I really rated it. Okay. Let's see. Warzone. Hello. I kind of love this. I kind of wish this was actually a thing. Oh, that's funny. Oh no. Yeah, that's not great. That's not cool. Stanley's computer. Can we actually interact with that at all? Because it's something we always start with, but I don't think it's actually like a general component that we can interact with. You got cancelled before cancel culture was even a thing. Got ya, got ya. Okay, well, can we restart? Begin the game again. Sure, let's do that. So we can leave the phone ringing for 15 seconds. We can try that one. Anyone else in chat? Ray, Joel, anyone that's played this before? Anyone got any insights into other endings that I might miss?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I just realised we've already messed up the phone one. Oopsie. I zoned out there. I was like, yeah. I got so used to the usual routine of actually going left.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna do the thingy one. Oh, really interesting.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
That's a really
and
cheeky
Stanley
one,
knew it
actually.
perfectly well.
That's a very
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
I still love
I'm not asking
the
for
wife
me,
troll. It's
I'm asking for her.
it's one of the highlights for
This is
me.
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
I think my
To
highlights
put
so
your
far
work aside. To let her back into your
have
life.
been the wife troll,
She's been waiting.
the game getting progressively worse after we unplugged the thing and like went off script. Oh, Taco Puff, thank you for the follow, by the way. Sorry that didn't come through for some reason. There's one other really good one. Yeah, by all means, shoot. We've done like the... I don't want to say the obvious ones, because I've probably missed some obvious ones, but...
That's her, Stanley. You need
Yeah,
to be
right,
the
alright.
one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Right, we will leave that ringing. See what happens. Yeah, this one doesn't work. Maybe that was just a concept idea. I might have misread that. That's my bad. Let's go back to the beginning and do the one that Ray said about the boss's office. Okay, back.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time.
Oh, you know what?
from
We
now
need to look
on.
out for the monitors, actually. I just need to be more like... It's not going to be one in our room, is it? Well, we can't even go in our room again now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Let's
he
try the
entered
boss's
door
office
on his
one.
left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So this one here.
Okay, I think we...
Got him. Did we lose him? Sure. Nice one step. Do we have to go like all the way back? Oh damn. That's a really, really like... That's a very like... yeah, I would have missed that 100%. It's the red door. Escape pod, what the fuck? Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I think I just... Yeah. Don't know what happened there. Hmm. I mean, I'll take it. Well, there's that. Interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, what other ones? What's the other one that you said you could fill me in on, Ray? Kind of intrigued. Your internet bumped. Oh, okay, got ya. There's a window in the front area. Oh, as in like right at the beginning.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
You can
he
jump
simply
out
missed
of
a
it?
memo.
Oh lord. Next room. Oh, okay. There's a desk you can get. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, that's those ones. Oh, what?
No matter
Sure
how
it's not
hard
in here?
Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
On this desk, huh? Maybe you need to restart again. Alright. Nothing new going on in here though. Just thought I'd check, considering we sort of run out basically as soon as.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You gonna look it up? Alright. No worries. Check out the broom closet. Alright, I'll have a look, see. So all of the computers are like on, kinda. They all seem to have the same message, so. Broom closet, I think it's further along, right?
When
Was
Stanley
that down
came to a
this
set of
one?
two
I think it
open
was,
doors,
right?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I think the broom closet was this way, right?
It was okay.
Trying to
But eager
remember
get
where
back
it
to
is.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Maybe it was the left
And
way?
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
After the meeting
and
room,
got
okay,
back
got
on
ya.
track.
There are so many doors,
Yet
like
there
my
was not a
mind.
single person here either.
I kind of
Feeling
remember the
a wave
route,
of
I just don't remember
disbelief,
the.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Ah,
Stanley
here we
stepped
go.
into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
You sure about that?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
I'm gonna stay in
just an
here.
empty broom closet.
Yep, I'm staying
no
in here.
reason to still be here.
No, I'm staying here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
Yep,
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
just kind of felt like it.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite.
It sounds like me.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
How me and Joel talk to each other.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Wow.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Wow.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh wow, that's a low blow. That's just mean.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
Favorite
The person
ending,
of
yeah.
computer
I kind of like
is
this one.
dead.
It's kind of.
He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in
I
video
love how
gaming,
long this is.
so that the
It's so
irony
over the
and
top and
insightful
stupid.
commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Is that it? I'm not falling for it. I'm staying a bit longer. Maybe that is it. I'm kind of intrigued to see if he just loses his mind. Yeah, that's it. Okay, got you. That's fun though. I like that one. As you say.
Second player, it's good to have you on board. Guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Fucking yikes. Okay. That's great though. As you say, like you feel quite attacked after that one. Jesus.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm trying to think of what else we haven't done yet. I think this one down here was like guaranteed to be the same. That's just the looping one, right? From what I remember. Don't think there's anything special down here. You figured out the window? Okay. Right. Let's do it. What's the plan? You need to climb
How
over the
wonderful.
desk
Stanley
using the
was
chair.
alone. Finally, this is great, he thought to himself. This is what
Like
I
this.
wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Here we go.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Nice. Not. Oh.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along.
Nice.
He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes.
Very good,
So,
yes.
now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Actually get a choice? No.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
Fuck's
How
sake.
long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think?
Oh wow,
Which
so it's just
choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
cheers indeed. Right, I'm gonna do it out of the sake of curiosity. That's a fun little one though. That's nice.
All
Oh,
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I wanted to see it again though. Can I not do that? Okay. We're getting there. There we go. Can we not do it again?
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Aw. I say as I'm about to jump out the window again.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now
Yeah.
that you're here, what do you think?
Very
Isn't this
good.
a fun and unique place to be?
Very
Why don't we
funny. Well
take a
done.
minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
It's-
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
Is this game
Any of
meta
these
enough yet?
points
Oh,
and so many,
it
many
peaked
more,
on that
all
front
of them
a
are
while back.
appropriate.
But I
I'm
love it.
enjoying what
It's great.
seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Excellent. Beautiful.
There once was a man named Stanley,
Fuck's sake.
who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly.
Thanks.
What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
This is
Did
great.
it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Thank you, narrator. That was beautiful. Well done. Okay, his next game about how the players read too much into games. So meta it hurt. Yeah, sounds it. Sounds it. I wasn't even aware they did another game. Is it just going to be this on loop? The Beginner's Guide. The name actually sounds somewhat familiar, but I'm probably got some weird Frankenstein in my brain of The Hitchhiker's Guide and something else right now. It's probably not what I'm thinking of. This is nice. Well, I think while we got some nice little music playing in the background, I'm gonna wrap it up and call it. This has been a great little game though. I couldn't recommend it enough. It's so meta, but it's great. It's a good one. It's a good one. Well, thank you, Ray, for hanging around and for helping me with a few additional endings that I wouldn't have got. Thank you, Joel, for being a mod, as always. Thank you to Ben. Thank you to Taco Path for stopping by earlier as well. And thank you, James, as well. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow where we'll be starting Spec Ops: The Line as a little bit of a break from Dark Souls. Should be fun. Alright, in a bit. Take care. Have a good evening.